Have a look at what David Lammy said at the UN last week.
It is with the hand of history on our shoulders that His Majesty's government therefore intends to recognise the state of Palestine when the UN General Assembly gathers in September here in New York.
Yeah, you get applause for that at the United Nations these days, don't you?
Absolutely. And he feels so good with himself. And what he's done is just brought us back, essentially, and brought the Middle East back. Nobody knows what the borders of this so-called state is. Nobody knows who the leader. Are they also going to be recognizing the head of Hamas as the legitimate government in Gaza? Are they going to be recognizing Mahmoud Abbas of the West Bank, Judea Samaria, when he pays pensions to terrorists for killing Israelis? Who exactly is he recognizing? Mahmoud Abbas hasn't had an election for 20 years. So who is actually the legitimate leader of the Palestinian people? They don't want to bother with details, but this is why they come out looking so ridiculous. They can declare all they want, but the UN can't actually, don't have any type of legal mandate to create a state. So they can declare, but what's going to happen in actuality on the ground? All he's done is strengthen the hand of the terrorists. And in fact, the terrorists, Hamas, have thanked the UK.
Yes.
So there you go. When the terrorists are thanking you, you have to know you're on the wrong side of history.
Yeah, absolutely shameful. And he's even retreaded an old Tony Blair line there about feeling the hand of history on his shoulder because he doesn't have any ideas of his own. The other problem, of course, for them is that they've got a whole series of international lawyers and members of the House of Lords who have written a letter to the government to say, actually, this recognition of Palestine is probably an illegal recognition anyway.
Of course it's an illegal recognition. It goes against all that Britain did in the 1920s and the 1930s. Goes against the Montevideo Convention. I could go on. But ultimately, the way I feel is Winston Churchill would be turning in his grave to see that the British government, instead of dealing with a clear and present danger to the world, which is Islamic fundamentalism, are instead pandering to Islamic fundamentalism in their own country. It's like what he said, you feed the crocodile, that the appeaser feeds the crocodile thinking they'll be eaten last. And that's exactly what the British government are doing.
I know. It's absolutely awful. I apologise on their behalf to you. But we'll see what we can do.
Well, thank God, Mike, there are people that, like you who see the truth.